Welcome back, everybody. Carlos here from Omegavus Trend in the Forecast Mastery program. So here we are. I'm doing a little bit of a quick update of the early video today, October 14th. As the market opened today, let me just go back and provide you the review. Before we continue, if you haven't watched the previous video, just check the video below because it's just kind of a spoiler alert, right? I would like you to go back and watch the video about the forecast, the predictions, the output of what we were expecting the market to do so that you can see the before and after so that the BS meter can go down and perhaps you can trust a little bit better the process, if you will. So we were talking about that today. We got Federal Chairman Power speaking engagement at 12:20. This will be the kind of a decision point of how he's going to be fueling the market. So that already happened, and the OT kept us in the right path of the selector, if you will, on the markets that we should be focusing on. That you can see here, as we discussed earlier, from all the spectrums of the market, we were considering NQ and ES based on the analysis on the long-term perspective. That's one thing, but based on selecting the right markets was gold, Russell, and YM. You can see here that it's just panning out perfectly and beautiful. We talked about crude oil was really negative, but we were showing crude oil, right? Let me bring crude oil here. We were having kind of a huge issue because this was a super big support zone area and I didn't feel quite comfortable with it. Okay, so again, and that was the reason I wasn't even considering. This is a massive support area, and for some reason I'm not buying the selling pressure of it. And you can see here the crude oil now is just mixed, right? You see sellers in the lower time frames starting to step back in, pushing the market a little bit further up, and long-term perspective still pushing downwards. All right, so back into the meat of the grind here. We were talking about the NQ. Go back to the 4-hour chart. This is the output and outlook. We were talking about a support zone area between 24,640, 24,496. 4 contracts. This is obviously for demonstration purpose only, but basically these are the top tiers targeting that we were looking for. So we hit the first one, second one, third, and fourth. So at this point, it would be advisable just to close 2 of this and this area and just clear that out. And because that's 1 target and 2 targets, okay? So the third target would be in this area. And the way that I like to go about it, I just set alerts. And I get an email notification when the levels are hit, and basically I could just go ahead and check where I'm at and manage the trade accordingly. At this point, I'm locking in some profits, and the worst case scenario, we walk away with some profits. But I want you to pay attention to the outlook, right? We were looking for a transition of the 4-hour support zone. The market just got off. We went long, targeting the in between intraday 1-hour resistance area, which are these two. And the reason I'm doing the update for you so you can see that it happened. The next level will be between 25,128, 25,212, and going for the swing of 25,728. This could be for the remaining of the session, probably overlapping into tomorrow and so on and so forth. And if we get stopped at, no problem, we'll use the new data to identify transition points, energy zones, and look for opportunities into the buy mode, and making sure that we always verify it with the Omegavus Trend or the OT. Pay attention to the OT, how the VIX now is all negative, with the exception of M12, 240, 480 level area, meaning 4-hour charts and daily. But it's just dying out slowly and steady. Again, check the video below or the previous video. So we explained how we were reading this in context to be able to predict and forecast potential transitions of the market. Okay. On the ES, similar scenario. You can see here, same process. We just hit the first conglomerate of resistance, the purple one being the one that I'm after. But if we pay closer attention, we were shy away from it. Okay, same thing. Liquidate some of these. and keep the remaining moving into the trail stop, locking some profits. And from here on, we just try to use. Notice that I left 3, right? It's because this zone is one target. I mean, this is for the ones that I close right now. This zone becomes another zone or targeting, so we can close 1 of 3. This would be the second one of the 2 remaining, and the last one hopefully in that swing level. We'll see about that throughout the remaining of the week. Okay, YM, we nailed it. It was really nice. And Russell, let me switch to the micro contracts because that's exactly what we were after. All right, so these are the micro contracts. Same positioning, same process. I just got 2 left. Now this is kind of the real account. So micro contracts and what we can afford. We need to trail to stop a little bit further up. We just hit a micro power zone level. Again, we talked about that the key factor of a play is the market will always go back and close the gap. Please, again, check the previous video so you can understand what we were trying to go for. The next target is going to be the 25,203, 25,713 micro ES. No trades in there. If you notice, the target were already hit. That purple level, so be it, that's fine. If I see a push, you can see the ES is still leading right there. It looks like they really want to push through. So 67.48, 67.65 will be the very next potential targets in there. So I might want to consider going, probably re-entering here maybe for the remaining of the afternoon. No, nothing on micro crude oil. And gold, we talked about gold. We had a kind of a late entry. The structure is a little bit weird, but here it is. I mean, it's still there. It's going at it. I don't feel comfortable with gold, so I'm going to break even here. And this is going to be one of the targets right there. So I'm going to put one of the 2 contracts in here, left, because it's exactly what we're looking for, right? Right in there. Let's see, M2K, Russell. Nice trade on Russell. We took the first targeting right there. If you see that out of the 4, we got 2 off on the slingshot of 25.01. And the next one is going to be the 25.34. But you see the conviction of the move. Look at the conviction of the move. And the OT always showed us that was the play to go for, which is absolutely great. So there you have it. This is the update. Let me know if you took action on this, how you play with it, if you validated or confirm with your own trading system, and also let us know how you're using the Omegavus Trend, if any. If you haven't, just check the link below on the post or in the description area and give yourself the benefit of the doubt by giving the try of the Omegavus Trend to see if it helps better the performance and even hold positions to the longer potential objectives or profit objective. You don't need to change your trading system, by the way. You just need to layer and confirm even further here what the next potential move might be. And also, don't force trades when there's no trades whatsoever to be executed or participating in because the market might be unbiased or choppy. For example, the crude oil, right? In this case, the OT will show you which one are mostly imbalanced, a lot of commitment of volatility, momentum, and order flow that you can participate in, increasing the success potential returns of your trading system without having to change any part of your trading system or technique. Okay, with that being said, this is Carlos Diaz, and I'll see you in the next one.